Welcome to week 1 of VINYASA. So let's get started today in a nice comfortable seat. So come into your mat and of course get yourself comfy. Take a couple moments just to sit upright. So for today's class, if it was in a studio setting, I would certainly offer 2 blocks and a strap. If you don't have that at home or if it's not accessible, you could certainly have maybe like a folded up blanket, something to prop yourself up with, or maybe like a stack of books, something like that. For a strap, which would be a little bit more important, you can either use like a belt or something like that if you have it accessible. If it's not accessible and you don't have anything like that, that's okay. We'll just have to kind of make some modifications as we go along. So let's get started. Just come into an easy seat, whatever that really looks like for you. Take a moment to just sit upright, create some balance in your spine, your alignment, and take notice of your breath. Use your breath to calm any nerves. Give yourself a moment or two just to relax. Acknowledge what you're bringing to your space. Today's experience, I'd like to begin with a little bit of breath work. Now, this isn't really a formal type of pranayama, but it is using your breath as a tool. So what I'd like to do is you'll take this really sharp and forceful breath at the end of your exhale. It's kind of like a Kapalabhati breath, but it's one big one. So what it looks like is this. Take a long inhale in, fill up as much as you can, expand your belly. And slow exhale out. Bottom of your breath, force out the air. And you need to breathe it again. Let's try it again. Relax for a moment. So if it feels awkward at all or you feel hesitant at all, just let me tell you why we're doing this. There are a couple layers of your abdominals, and the deepest layer is really close to your lungs and reliant on breath. So if you can use your breath, that deepest layer, to pull in as tight as it can, it'll rinse out any remaining breath in your lungs. So that's why. With that in mind, take a couple more moments, do at least 2 more. Take a big inhale in. Slow exhale out. Force all of the air out of your lungs. Scrape the bottom of your lungs. Breathe in. Take another round like you're rinsing out a washcloth, like you're wringing it out. Get rid of all the stale air. Relax. Let's extend your right leg long. You can take Janushirasana, but look at a side version. So hook your elbow on the inside of your thigh, reach up and over. Reach all the way toward your toes. Now if you have a strap, it's a really good time to use one. You can loop it around your foot. And then send your heart through and underneath your arm. Remove any bend in your elbow. Slowly come to center and switch your hands out. So it's the same hand, same foot, and lift your foot up. Now generally what's going to happen here is my foot's going to want to turn out like that. Turn it down and in. And see if you can, especially grab the blade of your foot And turn your big toe inward a bit as you open. Draw in for cradle the baby. Just a couple rounds. Keep your spine upright. And let's switch sides. Extend your left leg long. Take Janushirasana first, or maybe parts of the Janushirasana. Up and over. Use your strap as needed. Work to stack your shoulders. Use your bottom arm as leverage to send your heart through. Slowly unwind, switch hands. Begin to lift your foot up. Again, turn your big toe down toward the center. So you draw the blade of your foot back. Be sure to send your heart up. And draw it back in. Take cradle the baby. Now the sequence today is really all about striking a balance. I lined it up with the yamas because we want to find balance in all of our relationships. So the balance that we create based on the yamas is through balancing action and inaction. Not being overly aggressive, but also being able to participate. So it's like balancing a scale. Let's release, come into a tabletop. Take a couple rounds of cat-cow, but bring your hands underneath your shoulders. And exhale, cat pose, dome out as much as you can. Tuck your chin to your chest. Force out all the air. Remember that weird breath we did? This is a good opportunity to use it. Inhale slowly, cow pose. And exhale, cat pose, dome out. And tighten up your belly as much as you can. Force out your air. Inhale, cow. And exhale, cat. One more time. In the center, come on back to downward facing dog. Feel free to move about if you need. Take any adjustments or movements to get into down dog comfortably. Inhale, send your right foot up toward the sky. Open your hip if you'd like. Press evenly into your hands. Exhale, low lunge. Step softly in between your hands. Inhale, Anjaneyasana. Untuck your back toes, lift up. Now my first Anjaneyasana is typically with one hand on my knee at least. Maybe lift a hand up toward the sky. Exhale, ragdoll pose. Step to the top of your space. Take a wide stance and a forward fold. Let's release. Inhale, slowly rise to Tadasana. Exhale, Samasthiti. Bring your hands to your heart. Take a moment to find your dedication for your practice. Let's take an inhale to prepare. Soft exhale. Inhale, Tadasana. Exhale, forward fold, dive all the way down. Bend at your knees, feel free to be gentle and easy. Once you find the ground, then begin to squeeze your legs a bit straighter if you'd like. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift. You can press into your shins, your thighs, or maybe even your blocks. Roll your shoulders down your back. Exhale, plank pose. Plant and step back to a high plank. Hold here. Press the ground away. Stay strong in your belly. Your next exhale, lower all the way down to your chest. Inhale, baby cobra or low cobra. Really no weight in your hands at all. And exhale, down dog. So you inhale, send your left leg high. And exhale, low lunge. Inhale, Anjaneyasana. Stay grounded for this first time through. Acknowledge what's going on in your hip. Stay a little bit strong in your belly. It really pulls everything in here, so we're lengthening the front of your hip properly. If we dump too much in your belly, it actually gets rid of that ability. And exhale, forward fold. Come at the top of your space. The wide stance is always okay. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, Samasthiti. Go a little bit faster. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift. Exhale, plank pose. This time, let's hinge forward. Breathe in. Slowly exhale, Chaturanga. Find the bottom of your breath. This whole way down. Find the bottom of your breath. Inhale, up dog. Stay here for a breath. Roll your shoulders back. Lift your thighs. Exhale to down dog. Inhale your right leg up. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, Anjaneyasana, lift up. Take a full breath. We'll add on just slightly. Exhale, half splits. Come back, point your toes high to the sky. Now, half splits can be a little bit propped up like this. This is a great place to use your blocks. So what I'll do is I'll use the blocks behind me to keep my chest lifted and then guide my nose forward. Your next breath in, Ardha Uttanasana. Step forward, lift your heart. Exhale, fold. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to that halfway lift. Exhale, plank to Chaturanga on one breath. Step down, lower down halfway. Inhale, up dog. Exhale to down dog. Let's take your left leg high. Breathe in. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, half splits or Ardha Hanumanasana. Stay for a couple breaths. Play around with the direction of your toes or all the sensations in the back of your leg. You can manually grab your foot a bit. All right, inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, forward fold. Let's move on. Inhale, chair pose or Utkatasana. Trust your weight back into your heels. Make sure your toes are still gripping the floor though. You can always bring your hands to your heart to simplify things. Or if you're looking for more, bring your biceps behind you, like right up next to your ears. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana in one breath. Exhale, lower halfway. Inhale, up dog. Exhale to down dog. Inhale your right leg up. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, Anjaneyasana, lift up. Exhale, half splits. Hopefully your blocks are conveniently placed still. Inhale, high crescent this time. Tuck your back toes, lift up. Now high crescent's a lot like Anjaneyasana. Square your hips and find the length in the front of your left hip right now. Bring your biceps up and back. Another slow breath. Exhale, open arm twist. Send your right arm back. Open up toward the side of the room. Stay strong by squeezing your knees together. Send your wrists in opposite directions. Inhale, reverse triangle. Spiral open, pivot your back foot down, reach straight up. And push your hips toward the back of the room. Guide your gaze upward only if it feels right. Exhale, three-pointed plank. Come all the way down, float your right foot behind you. Try to lift up and step it back. Hinge forward a little bit. Exhale, Akapada Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, the down dog. Inhale your left leg high. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, half splits. Inhale, high crescent. Rise up. Create a firm foundation. Push your back foot straight downward into the ground. Get your quad working. Keep your chest square to the front. And exhale, open arm twist. Reach your left hand back all the way forward and back for a moment. Keep your knees squeezing toward each other. Use your inner thighs. Inhale, reverse triangle. Open up. Find length from your pinky all the way down to your hip. Push your hips back. So this transition is a bit tricky. You have to lift your left foot as you step back. So try not to scrape your mat. Exhale, three-pointed plank. Hinge forward a little bit. Exhale, Akapada Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale to down dog. Inhale, bend your knees. Exhale, travel forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plank to chaturanga. Inhale, up dog, full breath. Exhale to down dog. Inhale your right leg up. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, half splits. Inhale, high crescent. As you exhale, open arm twist. Inhale, reverse triangle. Exhale, three-pointed plank to Akapada Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale to down dog. Pick your left leg high. Exhale, lunge. Inhale, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, half splits. Inhale, high crescent. Exhale, open arm twist. Inhale, reverse triangle. Exhale, Akapada Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale to down dog. Breathe in. Exhale, travel to the front, top of your mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Chair pose as you breathe in. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift, breathe in. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale to down dog. Inhale your right leg up. Exhale, lunge. Anjaneyasana, breathe in. Exhale, half splits. Inhale, high crescent. Exhale, open arm twist. Inhale, reverse triangle. Exhale, chaturanga or akapada. Inhale, up dog. Exhale to down. Take your left leg high. Exhale, lunge. Inhale, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, half splits. Inhale, high crescent. Exhale, open arm twist. Inhale, reverse triangle. Exhale, Akapada Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale to down dog.
Just breathe in. Exhale, travel to the top of your space. Halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Let's grab a hold of your strap. Wrap it around the base of your right foot. And go into rising hand to toe pose. Now, if you don't have a strap, you can grab the blade of your foot, but just keep a kind of a bend in your extended leg. If you have a strap, choke up on it as much as you can, and rise up.
So with the strap in my hand, I'm going to bend my leg like this, and eventually squeeze your leg straight. Now hopefully, my standing leg is straight, my spine is lifted and upright, and that way I can plug my shoulder back. Now your front toe, just like before, we want to turn it down, and then open up slightly. You can counterbalance by reaching out or maybe grab your hip. Doesn't have to be a big open. Exhale, figure four. Release your strap, sink down. You want to get your ankle right over your knee, a little bit above it. Flex your toes. And your hands to your heart. Guide your knee down. I have to manually open it up every once in a while, just like this, to open up my hip. Inhale, tree pose. Lift your foot as high up as you can. Just be careful of your knee, be above or below. Everything else is okay. Push your knee behind you. And maybe guide up. Exhale, standing split. Let's kick your right leg high to the sky. Find the ground. Feel free to squeeze your leg as straight as you need. If you want an extra challenge, grab your ankle or your calf. Send your lifted heel straight upward. And exhale, forward fold. Let's go through all that on the other side. Grab your strap. Same. Choke up. And when you're ready, begin to rise. I find it works best for me to get my arm on the inside of my foot first. That's not true. Arm on the outside of my foot first, and then kick straight. Again, as you open, point your toe in, that little internal rotation there, and then open. Your next smooth breath, figure four. Sink down, stay even. Guide your knee down, but stay flexed in this foot. That way you're protecting your knee, keeping it still. Inhale, tree pose, lift up. Be rooted, still. Exhale, standing split, fold all the way down. Play with the direction of your toes. See if you can touch the ceiling with your tips of your toes. One more breath in. Exhale, forward fold. Let's take a wide stance. Grab a hold of your peace finger, your big toes. Just kind of wrap your index finger and middle finger around them. Pull your chest down against your thighs. And once you're there, as long as you have a good compression between your upper and lower body, squeeze your legs straighter and gaze up behind you. Release your grip. And slowly, slower than you want, tiptoe your feet all the way back to the back of your space. Come into a plank.
Hold the high plank, press the ground away. Get your belly turned on by lifting your hip points toward your ribs. And just like you did with your feet, walk your hands back. Try to keep your hips as still as you can. A lot of times you have to cheat a little bit. Make your way all the way back. And step all the way onto your palms. So try to make a toe to wrist connection. Needing to bend your legs to get there. But it's really the same thing as before. Place your chest on your thighs and relax. Release your grip. Walk all the way to a plank once again. Hand over hand. Slowly. Maintain good breath. Good focus. Exhale, down dog. Take one long breath in. As you exhale, step your right foot as far forward as you can. Now, comfortably, I get to about 3/4 of the way. Sets me up for warrior one. Open up your back leg by pointing your toes in a 45-degree angle back, and reach up. Now from here, sometimes you may need to adjust. Step forward a little bit more or back. Find a point where the blade of your back foot is still pushing into the ground. And then guide your knee forward. Allow your hips to relax open. Adjust to fine depth. 2 more breaths. Exhale, pyramid pose. Straighten your front leg. Now this is when I use my block a lot. Now, my leg doesn't like to straighten all the way, so I push my block behind my leg like this. Now, if you have a hyperextension, you may use it in front of you instead. Find a good use for your block. Square your shoulders over your toes. Guide your forehead or your collarbone maybe all the way toward your toes. This isn't doing much for you. You can always straighten your back foot, making it a little bit more challenging there. Dig both heels into the ground, wherever you're at. And press into the ground. Step your back foot to the middle of your space. Inhale, triangle pose. Straighten your front leg, reach your left hand high to the sky. Now from your angle, you could probably see the angle of my hips is kind of like down, and that's very okay. Just make sure your leg is not hyperextending. You can either guide a block behind it at this point, or use it to take a little pressure off. Find a way to straighten both side bodies. A little extra engagement on your top oblique is usually going to do the trick. One more long breath. Exhale, wide-legged fold. Turn both toes to pigeon toe in, dive down. Your next inhale, Skandasana, come to the back of your space to a side lunge. Blocks are really helpful here to prop yourself up. The key is you want to act like a wall is right behind you. Press your shoulder blades against the wall. Guide your based foot, your toes rather, up toward the sky. Either have your hands on the ground, blocks, or your heart. Next, exhale all the way to runner's lunge at the top of your space. Let's take a little rest. Down, guide the meaty part of your left thigh into the floor. Take a couple breaths. Got a little energy into your hands. So what I'd like to do is get your shoulder underneath your knee. So what that usually looks like is you'll have to kind of wiggle under there and then take your front foot toward your midline just a little bit. See if you can tuck your back toes under and lift. Now this may be plenty, and that's great. Squeeze your knees toward each other. Maybe see if you can press your hands into the ground. You can lighten the load in your front foot. And slowly step back to plank or chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, the down dog. Take a long inhale in. And exhale, step your left foot forward. Inhale, warrior one. Some calming breaths here, get grounded once again. It's okay to allow your hips to open. Try not to force yourself to square them so much. Square your shoulders and ribs. Lift up gently. Exhale, pyramid pose. If you straighten your back leg, it's a good time to do it now. Make sure they're not overlapping. Guide yourself forward as far as you can. And bring your left hip bone back now. Set up for triangle pose. Step your back foot back and around. Inhale, Trikonasana, triangle. And a lot of times you may need to move your hips back and then around, just to make room for your thigh bone to really connect into your pelvis properly. Of course, if you ever feel any pain or sensation, it's a good sign to slow down or back off. One more inhale. Exhale, wide-legged fold. Let's add a little movement on this side. Feel free to go side to side. I'm going to get a little playful, a little active in how you're going to grip the ground. Maybe even send your hips further back. Inhale, Skandasana. Come to the back of your space. Now, a lot of times we get questions on whether or not this foot should be grounded. For me, it's very comfortable to ground down on. For some people, it's better to be kind of up on the ball mount of your foot. That's okay. I find this to be a little bit more stable, but it's accessible for me. So if it's not accessible, feel free to be up on the ball mount of your foot. A couple rounds to beat. Your next exhale, come to runner's lunge at the top. Make sure for now that this is a resting pose. Give yourself permission to rest fully on your forearms or on your blocks. You need to be fully relaxed. Let's try that little bit of action that we did before where you get your shoulder underneath your knee. Now the point of this is to get a little pressure into your hands and so that way you can lift your front foot. So let's try to take some pressure off now. See if you can press into the ground. It's a really good time if you can't get your foot off the ground to prop yourself up, because now all of a sudden I have a lot of leverage to do that. You know what else helps? That weird breath that we used in the beginning. So if I press into my back foot and say, then I have all this freedom. Let it go. Let's try to do it with or without the blocks, with your shoulder underneath your knee. Use the breath when you're ready. Press the ground away, stay with it. Inhale, plank pose. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Let's take a quick break. Come on down to your knees. And so grab a drink if you need to, right? Kind of get reacquainted with your breath. So, where we're going with this is to build in a posture that takes a lot of balance. This was pretty challenging for me for a long time, but until I heard this story behind it, then all of a sudden it just clicked and it made so much sense. So the posture is called VINYASA. But I wanted to do one more thing before we build that in. Now, VINYASA, the story of it, is that it's all about finding balance between excess and nothing at all. So we want to be able to find that balance both in our relationships with the external world as well as our relationships with the internal world. Finding the right amount of action and inaction in both of those realms. So what I'd like to do first is just to get your core involved and get the motion going. So come into down dog, and we'll do a couple tiger punches or knee to elbows. So I want you to bring your knee as high up into your tricep as you can, almost to where it meets your shoulder, way up here. Does that make sense? To do that, you have to bring your shoulders way past your fingertips. So watch first. You'll inhale, kick your right leg up, and exhale, bring your knee all the way forward. See how far past my fingers my shoulders go? My knee is way up high. Try to get up as high as you can. Press out all the stale air, funny pranayama. Inhale, kick back. Exhale, down dog. So let's try it together. Hopefully you were watching that time. Take your inhale, lift your right leg. Try to work in the weird pranayama. Exhale, knee to your tricep. Hinge forward, press out the stale air. Inhale, kick. Exhale again, same thing. Inhale, kick. Exhale, pull it in last time. Hold here. Bring your right foot in between your hands. Inhale, standing split. Stay here for a couple breaths. Press your toes skyward. Now we can transition back to down dog however you'd like. If you'd like to float back through chaturanga, it's a great time. Inhale, up dog. Exhale to down dog. All right, other side. Inhale your left leg up. Exhale, knee to your tricep. Press out your air. Hinge forward, forward, forward. Inhale, kick. Exhale, knee to your tricep. Try to make your fingertips go white because all the weight gets transferred to them. Inhale, kick. Exhale, knee to your tricep. Inhale, standing split. Squeeze your standing leg straight. Allow your top leg to point your toes to the side if you need. And exhale, chaturanga or down dog. Inhale up. Exhale down. All right.
So, same. When we work in VINYASA, it's that pause, that moment where you decide, should I kick back or go forward? So, with this, imagine your legs are these scales, and like scales of justice almost. You want to find this right amount of lean forward where this leg can go down so your back leg raises. Okay? So, let's try it together on your right side. From down dog. Inhale your right leg up. And exhale, knee to your chest, or your triceps rather. Hinge forward. Try to extend your leg. Point your toe, like we did in the beginning. Bend your left arm. Maybe lift your back foot. Find stillness and balance. Come on out. Oh. All right, try it on the other side. It helps to bend your elbow. That's the part that I didn't get to until I was already in it. So, give yourself time to try it again. Once you're extending your front foot, you may need to bend this arm as well to then allow your foot to reach and your back leg to float. Okay? When you're ready, take your left leg high to the sky. Exhale, knee to your tricep. Bend your elbow. It helps to face your toe. Flex both feet like crazy. Find stillness and balance. And transition out. Oh. All right. Shake off your wrists a little bit. Now, arm balances are pretty notoriously challenging for your wrists. This is a really good place to go. In the back of your hands, be gentle with this one. Let's begin to slow things down a little bit. Come to down dog. Let's inhale, bend your knees, and slowly travel to the top of your space. Halfway lift, and fold. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, eagle pose. Wrap your right leg over, and your right arm goes under. And squeeze your knees together especially, limiting any space between your thighs. Inhale, toppling tree. Kick your heel back. Squeeze your standing leg straight. Now, if you'd like, you can unwind your arms and reach back to open your chest to Dikasana. Slowly land. We'll go to humble warrior. So, like a warrior one stance, bind your hands. Puff up your chest. Big inhale here. Exhale, humble warrior. Bring your left shoulder to the inside of your knee. Send your hands toward the front of the mat, for front of the room maybe. Just if you need. Slowly come down to your knee. Inhale, Anjaneyasana. Keep your bind, so bound Anjaneyasana. Relax, come to Ardha Virasana, half hero's pose. Bring your bum to the inside of your foot. Extend your other leg long. And you begin to kind of inch back. Ultimately, for me, get the point where my elbows find the ground and trace your gaze back. As long as your right knee is still grounded, I think you're in a good place. you rise up. Let's bend your front leg. Extend your back leg long for half pigeon pose. Lift your heart up. Exhale, fold down. And slowly guide yourself out. And take a three-legged down dog, or just unwind however you feel good. Get some fresh blood flow into your knee and your hip. Bend your knees. Exhale, travel to the top of your space. Halfway lift. Exhale, fold. And chair pose as you breathe in. Exhale, eagle. Left leg over this time, left arm goes under. Focus mostly on the base of the posture. How tightly you can squeeze your thighs together, and how you grip the ground. Inhale, toppling tree. Unwind, kick back. Stay gripped and rooted. Unwind your arms for Dikasana. It feels good now. Bind your hands. Inhale, puff up your chest. Find your warrior one stance. Exhale, humble warrior. Slowly relax into Anjaneyasana or Baddha Anjaneyasana. Lift up, roll your shoulders back. And exhale, Ardha Virasana. Rise up. Set up for pigeon pose. Just bend your front leg and forward so you can straighten your back. When you're ready, you relax down for a couple minutes. Let's begin to rise up. Take the same counter stretch as before. Lift up and over. Just kick out your leg or stack your hips.
And come to center. Come all the way forward to a plank. Lower slowly to the ground. And set up bound locust pose. Interlace your fingers behind your back. And inhale, Baddha Shalambhasana. Bound locust. Lift your heart. Guide your fingers all the way toward the back of the room. Lift your thighs off the ground. Exhale, prone scorpion. Reach your right arm out. Bring your left leg right up and over. In the center. Let's do one more back bend. We'll go through bow pose. Grab your ankles, flex your toes if possible. When you're ready, inhale, bow pose. Kick up. Relax your forehead, your shoulders, your chest, your arms. And kick diligently toward the back. And exhale, scorpion to the other side. Just relax down. You can leverage off your right hand if you want. Just keep it easy. Let's come to center. Press yourself up to a kneeling stance. Let's take your right leg over. Hug your knee in. Sit upright. And we'll go into Ardha Matsyendrasana, or half Lord of the Fish. If you want to bend your extended leg, you can. Might not be necessary. Find a little bit of lift in your heart. Send your gaze over toward the side of the room. Just unwind, just take the other side. Make sure to nail down the ball mount of your foot. I like to hug my knee in so I know my spine is upright. I'm not kind of slouching or anything. When you're ready, on a comfortable exhale, turn over toward your side. Just come on to center. Extend your legs long. Inhale, reach up toward the sky. I'm going to bend my legs for Paschimottanasana, but if you have a block, reach up with it. Exhale, Paschimottanasana. Place the block evenly on your feet, and maybe squeeze your legs straighter. You may find more length, more depth today. Release. Slowly make your way to your back. When you arrive, take bridge pose. Send your hips high. But the truth is, you want to find still engagement in your belly, but then lift your hips. You don't have to exaggerate it so much like this. You want to find the lift in your hip points to then lengthen the front of your hips. For you to take movement to feel that lengthening. Your next exhale, release, take happy baby pose. Grab the outsides of your feet. Keep your sacrum down on the ground though. And work your knees toward your armpits. Exhale, ball pose. Take one more breath here to just give yourself some gratitude for working so hard. Exhale, Shavasana, corpse pose. Take up as much room as you need and find stillness. Begin to notice your breath. Usually in a couple moments of silence, if your breath fades to the background of your attention, your mind begins to wander. If you have more time, stay in Shavasana. You can also perform your sadhana at the end of each practice. It's a really effective method. Get yourself warmed up and jump right to the pranayama exercises. If you are ready to conclude, you need to wake yourself up in whatever way is traditional for you. Little movements in your hands or feet, maybe elsewhere. Take a good morning stretch and a big breath to match. Exhale to a fetal pose. Take a moment in fetal pose to link your practice with your purpose. And study for this week with this practice, or whatever it is that you're focusing on. Just make your way up to a comfortable seat. And bring your hands to your heart. Take a communal breath just to close. A long inhale in. And a soft exhale. Namaste.